Welcome to day 19, and this is of veg cycle, and we're day 580 on starting the actual build. A lot of people are misunderstanding when I say day 580. That's from the time I actually laid and created the box. So it's been 580 days since I actually started building this build. It's been running for about, let's see here, January. So it's been running for about 8 months, 9 months now. And yeah, here's where we are. We're on run 3. This is our third set of cannabis plants that we've had in the bed. So we've run basically, this is our third cycle. So we did one cycle where we grew some from babies to flower, cut them, grew another set up. That was one cycle. The second cycle we grew another set into flower, cut those. Now we're starting on our third cycle, and we're gonna go and we're gonna basically right now we are doing a little super cropping and a little training because the plants are starting to get big and they're starting to intrude on one another. And how I'm going to solve this is simply by plucking and chucking a little bit and bending and twisting and getting these plants to go where I want them to go. So I don't want this plant's going to stretch and big and fluffy. It's got great branching. This is that Verdi skunk from Luna. You can see the branching on this is quite nice versus the other ones over there, which don't really have a whole lot of branching at all. They do, but they're not this long. So this one's going to be a monster, I can already see. So we're going to have to go that way. And we do have, these Grand Masters are on cool white only. So we're not getting hardly any stretch right now. Once we add the warm white and go into stretch or into flower, so to speak, these things are going to stretch like crazy. We'll probably get a good 2 feet of stretch. So from here, if we were to flip now, which we could very easily, and these plants would be gorgeous, but we're going to go another probably. It's day 19. I've been keeping track of where our light is. This was day 12. All through here we were in our 40s. Then we ended into 60, 63. We're going on up. And yesterday we were at 80%. Today we're at 80%. We're going to stay at 80%. And that puts us at a 510 to 400. Today, that was a couple days ago, that was 3 days ago. Today, these plants are taller, so they're going to be getting more. They're probably around 650 to 700 ppfd. So they will be getting, we're going to start to do our little fingering. You can see we've already started. I take the fingers. Sometimes I'll look like the leaves on this Jolly Pond here in this Phrase Marmalade are just huge. Look at them. So what we're doing is we're going to be turning and burning this one. That's a car reference. I'm not going to burn anything. And after a while we'll be taking this big leaf down here. But I'm very impressed with how short and stocky they're staying. And that's what we want. But in order to get some light down here to these lower branches, sorry about the camera work, I'm going to be taking, you can see how this leaf here is covering up that branch down there. So what I'm going to do is just take the finger. I'm going to come in as close as I can. I'm going to pluck it off that easy. Now I've got light. I already did it over here, so we're going to do this one as well. The biggest one usually is the one I take, especially on top, because then I can kind of spread these out a little bit, and it gives me that extra light that I'm looking for to get to these lower nodes. And those lower nodes are what I want to be growing right now. I want these plants to stay short and stocky as best I can. So you see here, if we were to remove this leaf here, we would get a lot more light going down into there. So that's what I want. And without removing the whole leaf, I want to come up as close as I can, and it'll pluck right off, and that will heal up super quick. Chop and drop that right in our soil. Now, on these, you can see that it wouldn't be beneficial for me to take this big leaf here because it's not covering up anything. But it would be beneficial for me to maybe take this one, which is covering that. So, that's what we're going to do. Instead of taking the big one, we're going to take that one there. We can spread this out a little bit. And voila. We're adding a light hole. We can do this one over here as well. So now we have opened up that leaf. We've basically fingered it to the point where it's giving us light down to those lower branches. I don't want to go crazy with this. Maybe a little a day. So then we'll take the top here. Instead of taking it off, I'm just going to bend it to the way I want it to go. So I want it to go this way. I want this one to come over here and kind of go this. I want this one over here to go that way. So I'm just going to take the top and I'm just going to go that way with it. And as it grows, it will come right back up. It's going to straighten up, but that's okay. It's going to come straight back up. That's a good thing. Now these we have to monitor, because I thought these two were feminized. Actually, I thought all of them were feminized, but it comes to find out these bent wizards are not feminized. The Maybellines are not feminized, and the Jolly Pond and George genetics are not feminized. So these four here could be a male in here. This is supposed to be feminized. This is the Key Walker Kush from Hulk Blood Genetics. This thing is the biggest plant in here. We are starting to get some decent structure, so it's looking good. We did take a little finger here just to try and get some light down there. We were getting a little bit of leaf burn. We did do we've done multiple lost coat. You can see this is damage from some thrip damage from early, but the lost coast knocked that out. And sometimes I'll just like to spread them out, especially if we've got good structure. We don't really need to remove any of these big leaves because that light is getting down and penetrating down through there. But the ones that are short and stocky and got these big wide leaves, can't really get light down in here. We're going to make sure they get light. So we've already taken those two in there. We did that yesterday. We took this one and that one. And that was just to get some light down in there. So we're going to do that with these here as well. Just going to take these inner ones here. And then I can take this here, and that's going to open up. Take this here. Taking them young is a whole lot better than taking them when they're an adult. Just think about how you would feel if somebody came in and took your finger. As an adult, as a baby, you're not going to remember it. These plants can take a lot of bending and twisting. I don't like plucking a lot of leaves. That thing has a great smell. I'm not gonna lie. I just twisted that. I just broke that up, and that was funky. I hope that's a female. We gotta, like I said, we gotta keep an eye on these. But when you see this overlap too. I don't like that overlap. I've already taken, so this one down here we could probably, got some big ass leaves on this thing here. We could probably just go ahead and pluck these two down here at the bottom. We really don't need these. We can chop that up. Yeah, that thing is funky. That's gonna be a good one. Hope she stays healthy. Hope it's a she. If not, I might, that's a weird thing about when I'm sitting here thinking about, it could be a male. I think when I was going through the seed packs, and in my head I was like, I'm going to go all feminized so I don't have to worry about it. And then I thought in my head that I had done all feminized, and then come to find out, I looked back at the pack because Bent Wizard hit me up with a message and was like, hey man, those aren't feminized. And I was like, oh shit, I thought they were. And I went back and looked at the pack, and no, they're not. It says right on the seed pack, regular seeds. So that was my fault. And yeah, if it turns out that I get like one out of those four that are either one, because all four of those really have a great smell, and I don't know what I'm going to get, but if that little one there turns out to be a male with that kind of funk, I might just seed the whole damn rim and just see what happens, because that's how good things happen. Just people messing around. A good mistake can turn out to be really, really good. Look at that. This thing is getting crazy. We're getting some damage because it's touching this. Gonna have to take this, probably just bend it over. These things are getting crazy. They can't be touching. So what I'm gonna do is just pluck these off, throw them down, make sure this comes this way. Might have to cut some of this back just to keep the plant from growing into it, because everything's growing, so we gotta really keep it. This center is getting a lot of water. Those plants aren't growing as fast. I can tell there's like too much saturated water probably in the soil, or we're just lacking nutrient breakdown. So we might want to start adding a little bit of maybe some biology, some IMO. So our IMO over here is just about ready. She's down below 100. It's been cooking it's been in here a while. It's been here for 4 or 5 days on the second run. So it's actually already been cooked once at like 120 degrees for 6 days, and then I re-amended, put some more wheat bran in, put some more JLF and the little natural farming inputs, added some rabbit shit from June from inside, added some compost. It already had soil in it, so we're basically at an IMO 5 at this point. And it's been cooked. and it's pretty much ready to go. Let it sit for another day. Yeah, she's cool. Let's see what we got down here. Let's see if we can. Oh yeah, she's nice. That's some good stuff. Smells really like a forest floor. Now this we'll just have to, now that it's done, we can dry it out basically, but drying it out would only come in handy if we were probably going to ship it like to somebody. I like to keep mine moist. It's just ready to go. Once it dries out, it sits up, and you have to moisturize for it to come back to life, but it will come back to life if it does dry out. Everything just sits up, so we can just take it right from here and run it right to our bed, and it's good to go. Hopefully no weed seeds, no bad fungal diseases. All that stuff's been cooked out, and it's safe to bring in and continue the process. Once that comes into here, the worms run through it, everything continues to be broken down. The biology in here is going. So once the worms run through it and it integrates into the system, it becomes part of the system, and more nutrient is added to the bed. The compost, the rabbit, there's kelp meal in there, there's a little bit of gypsum added in there. So all that stuff is in the IMO 3. And then from there, it comes into the bed, and off we go. I do have to cut that grass. See that grass right there? It's almost a seed. We are at 79 degrees in here, and we're about 60% humidity. That's about 1.40, 1.41, 1.42 on the VPD. That's we're running 80% on the Grandmaster LEDs, pushing about 550 to 650 on the PPFD on the plants. And what else? That's it. We've got activity always in the pond. Got the mollies there. There's Cooter. What's up, Coot? There's Scoot. Both of them right together. Ask and you shall receive. What are you looking at? Look at those eyes, how they match. I love how the lines match the head and the face and the mouth. Yellow, black, even the center of the eye is yellow. It's like, what are you looking at? What are you doing? Hand down the worm, homie. I did not feed yesterday the fish food. Oh, I threw some worms. I gave them the day off on the fish food just because they really don't need to eat. I want them to feed on the algae. I want them to feed on all the other stuff in there. So we're just going to throw a little bit, a couple nuggets in there today for them. He's waiting on a worm. I don't want that nugget, I want a worm. You can see Cooter come up here and start eating. There he is. Got a couple. Went on back down. And the terrestrial side over here, we've got, this one is actually starting to do something. Got some decent growth. I mean, there's no stems on it, but that's because there's no light over here. And this is what happens when they don't get any light. They get very little light, you get very little growth. See? But if they keep going, look at how this one gets nothing hardly. And I thought about putting a light on it, but I just wanted to see. You know, I'm just experimenting right now, and you don't know. You gotta experiment, plant something, let it go, see what happens. If it grows on that little bit of light, awesome. If it doesn't, then the next go around, then we'll have a little setup here where we can we'll throw some light on her. We'll maybe even like have like a little stick or a pole or something that comes up from behind that we can extend out, drop this UV, this other UV A and B light we have. Put this on, throw the reptile light on, and just run the UV A and B, or UVB, excuse me. The A is coming from over here, with UVB and A both in that lamp. It's not much light, but we can experiment a little bit with it. Just putting that UV right on it. See, I'm just bending. Gonna get it to go that way. This one here, we're gonna get to go this way. And same with this one over here. These are the Verde skunks from Luna Whitcomb. I'm going to go ahead and take these bottom leaves just because they're not looking very good. Had some old thrip damage. The tops don't have any thrip damage. The Lost Coast has really helped us out a little bit. We didn't have anything else to really tackle the thrips. Wow, that smells good. At the time, other than the biology, and they seemed like they were getting out of hand, so we went ahead and just hit them with the Lost Coast a couple times. I believe we've done it 4 times now, 4 sprays. We'll probably do another. You do as needed, or as you see. We're also getting a little bit too much water damage over here. Leaves curl a little bit. It's not a whole lot we can do about that. Hopefully the plant just grows into it and starts really wicking up more water. Get more nutrients. Hopefully the nutrients are being released to the plant. They seem like they are because they're growing every day like crazy. So that's telling me that the light is, the plants are photosynthesizing and pushing those sugars down in, and then the exudates are feeding the microorganisms, and the biology is feeding our plants. And let's hope it stays that way. We got that old stalk right there. Oh yeah, it's nothing there. Like the roots have just been completely devoured. So that's a good thing. Alright, I think that's it for today. I think we've done everything we need to do. Looks like Cooter and Scooter got a nugget. They're real active when I'm not standing over them. If I can get the focus right. You just can't get it because of the grass, so you gotta walk up here. Look at him, he's like, you got a worm? You like me now, don't you? Bet you do. You get a worm every day. Alright guys, I hope everybody has a great Sunday. and we will see you tomorrow. Peace.